The Reformed Gamers is brought to you 100% independent and ad-free thanks to our dear patrons over on patreon.com/thereformedgamers. To get yourself sweet perks such as early access to all of our episodes, special episodes of the podcast, and more, head over to patreon.com/thereformedgamers today and consider lending support to the show. Without further ado, let's hop into the show.
Stay warm this Black Friday with a PS4 bundle and VR bundles.
Toys R Us has everything kids need to bring their Christmas wishes to life.
Genesis, the new generation in video games.
When I wanted something for my Nintendo 64.
This Thanksgiving holiday, there's only one place where every family ought to be. And that's Toys R Us.
I don't know what the problem is, Doctor. It's this time of the year. Everybody's festive. I just can't join the party. There's something missing in my life. Do you have an Xbox?
Shut up, cranberry sauce. Nobody likes you.
Your mom does. That's true.
If you can survive Thanksgiving, GameStop makes it all worth it.
Happy holidays, fat boy.
Spyro's back.
PlayStation.
Hello and welcome, dear listeners, to episode 155 of The Reformed Gamers, the show all about theology, video games, scoring all kinds of deals, because you're rolling with the king of thrift over here, and I'm just collecting the sweet loot that he just leaves behind. I'm your host, Logan.
And I am the king of thrift, Adam.
Adam, it is one of the most wonderful times of the year, especially in November. Not only do you have psychopaths like myself listening to Christmas music this early, but
come on,
you also have Thanksgiving, a day of just being thankful, of enjoying the things that God has given you, enjoying some great food,
gorging and food.
You know, binging out on food, hanging out with the family. It's the one time of the year where even that crazy watching football, if that's your thing.
I get both of my teams, the Lions and the Cowboys. I get to watch both of them on the same day. It's a good day for me, sports-wise.
I'm just over here like, sports.
Go
Go
team.
It's also that one time of the year where, you can kind of handle your crazy cousin a little bit who talks about aliens, and you're like, yeah, you're not that bad this time of the year. But then, once 2 p.m. rolls around, you forget all that and go shopping and go buy more stuff because it's Black Friday. And that's basically what we're going to be talking about a little bit later on the show here. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite memories, some of our favorite deals that we've gotten during Black Friday, and also talking about some of the best deals that we think are out there in regards to gaming. Hopefully to give you an idea. And hey, if you got some deals that you're eyeballing, may not even be gaming related, share them with us over on Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, anywhere that you're listening to the podcast. If you're in the bathroom stall of a Chick-fil-A, feel free to share your stuff there and have a conversation with whoever else is in the bathroom with you. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing this episode here. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of good stuff. Just because we won't be releasing an episode the week of Thanksgiving. I'm just going to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving right here and now. I know it's early. I don't care. We'll wish you it on the social medias and stuff again. But hey, happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully it's a great time for you and your families. You guys are hanging out and enjoying some of that fine food, some of those sports, and maybe some of those video game sports. I don't know, just whatever you do. But yeah, before we get into the show, some housekeeping. I want to go over just a couple of things or point you guys to a few things. Go check out our Pokemon retrospective series that Wesley wrapped up. The time of this recording, he wrapped it up today, but he wrapped it up recently. It was just a really cool retro-fueled retrospective series looking back at the different generations of the Pokemon series leading up to the release of Sword and Shield, which is tomorrow because we're recording it the night before the game comes out, along with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's a crazy, crazy weekend we got ahead of us, and I'm looking forward to that there. But go over to the website, thereformedgamers.com, to check out that retrospective series. Really cool stuff. Wesley knocked it out like a boss on those. Yeah. Some great write-ups. Go check them out, dear listeners. And then also on our YouTube channel, we've got a lot of different things going on up there. We have our Outer Worlds mini series going on, which you can check out episode 2 on there. You can also check out our first look of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Pokemon Shield, and then if there might be some other stuff up there, but I'm going to be knocking out that stuff over the weekend here. So by the time this episode goes live for public feeds, you guys will be able to enjoy that stuff and enjoy it. But of course, patrons get to enjoy it early. So before the public sees it, the patrons have already seen it. They're talking about it. They're enjoying it. They're loving it in the Discord. And everybody else is like, what's going on? It's like, well, you got early access. So there you go. Speaking of that, you can actually support us on patreon.com/thereformedgamers. Get you early access to our YouTube content, episodes of the show, and then all that fun stuff. So you can pledge your support over there financially if you'd like and get sweet perks for doing so. We always appreciate that. And then if you can't support us financially, we understand you're saving up for some of these Black Friday deals. You're saving up to go hard on Christmas and shower your family and friends with some gifts. And maybe your favorite host of your favorite podcast, The Reformed Gamers. But, we get that. But you go over to your favorite podcast app of choice, leave a rating and review for the show to let people know what you like about the show, why they should listen to it, and things of that nature. Because that's how we get bumped up in the ratings, is by you leaving a rating and review for the show. So please go over and do that. There's a lot of words are hard. We're going to jump into the show because I'm fumbling over everything. So without further ado, welcome to the Reformed Gamers. We like to start off things like we always do. A little bit of what have we been playing. And Adam, King of Thrift, good sir, what you been getting into, man?
Yeah, I've been trying to, carve out some time to play some games. The Switch has become my best friend in a lot of ways. I don't know what it is or kind of the flow of life right now, but the PS4 hasn't been getting a ton of love, but it has got some. I'll get to that here in just a second. But yeah, I've been playing when I've been gaming, mainly it's been on the Switch recently. So, which makes me thankful that I've got it. So I've been trying to finish up Golf Story. It's been a fun little RPG. I think I talked about it on the last episode, or at least on the patch notes. And I'm getting near the end. I think I've just got a couple. I kind of binge that game. I'll play it, and then I'm like, okay. It's one of those games where it's like, okay, one more thing. Okay, I'm going to do one more.
One more round, yeah.
One more round.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do one more side quest. I'm going to do one more fetch quest or something like that, or different things. Talk to different people around the course. So it's been fun, but it's definitely, I'll binge it for like 2 or 3 play sessions, and then I'll stop for like a week. And then I'm like, okay, I got to finish this game. And then I'll binge it thinking I'm going to get closer. But it's good, but I'm getting close. So I don't know. I can't have more than a couple hours left probably in that game, but it's been a good time.
How many hours do you think you've put into it?
I'm probably close to 12 hours, I would bet. 10 to 12 hours.
Okay.
I think the average is around 15 hours. So I've been doing a lot of the side stuff. I can't think of, there's probably only 2 or 3 side things that I haven't done. There's a good amount of them. It's not overwhelming, but it's enough to you could just main story it to some degree. But, the side stuff they're fun and they don't take that long. That's the biggest thing. It's not like I'm doing a ton of things to finish a side mission, get some money to buy better clubs and things like that. So, I'll probably be around the 13, 14, 15-hour mark when I finish, I would guess. So it's good value. I think I paid $8 for it, $9 for the game. So
it's not bad at all.
Definitely a good time. I've been playing a little bit more of that Luigi's Mansion. I think I'm on the 6th floor. So still slow rolling it. I'm not as deep, mainly because Golf Story is I've been distracted by that, just trying to finish it so that I can really focus on Luigi's Mansion. That's just how I game. Like I want to. I've done more recently of managing multiple games. I did that with like Fire Emblem, and I did that Fire Emblem, like Marvel Alliance, and a couple games. But usually I'm like, I want to finish the game before I start something else. So that's why I haven't gone as hard into Luigi's Mansion, but I'm a couple bosses in. I'm probably, I don't know, maybe 3-4 hours, maybe 5 at most into that game. It's a good time. It's simple. It's definitely not a hard game, but there's something satisfying about just walking around and sucking up everything in your vacuum. So I don't know.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
There's something nice about cleaning up. Yeah. If only it was that easy. If I can only do that at my real house without clogging my vacuum here at the house, that'd be pretty great.
Right.
I almost bought a Roomba, so I didn't have to vacuum. But we've got a couple
do it for you.
little things that it would have to kind of get over, So I'm like, I don't know if it would work, but hey, DJ Roomba, man, if you watch Parks and Rec, I'll throw an iPod on that beast and let's go. Wireless speaker, be a good time. So I've been playing some Luigi's Mansion. I'll probably have more to say about that next time we record. I should be a lot further, if not. I bet I might be able to beat that. We'll see what happens with all these games and stuff over Black Friday. But the thing that I really want to talk about, something that blew my mind, I might even say.
How big was the fish that you caught? How big was it?
Right? Caught a monster. No, I actually haven't gone fishing recently. I got to get back out on the lake, you know?
Yeah, man.
But I played Super Hot in VR. Ooh. Have you played Super Hot in VR?
Oh, yeah, man. Played it in VR and the regular, just non-VR mode, man. Let me know. Not let me know. Tell me. Words are hard. Just tell us what you thought. My
freaking mind.
Yeah, dude.
Like, the first time I played it, I was like floored. Yeah. I mean, straight up floored at how cool it was. I haven't been playing a ton of VR recently, but I played some. Mm-hmm. I talked about this on Patch Notes. I played some Beat Saber. I played, I don't know, some Tetris Effect or something like that. But I bought this game and I'd been waiting for a deal, and so I got it on sale. And I played it, and Hannah thought I was crazy. I was all over the living room, man. I'm throwing my arms out. I'm ducking. I'm going in slow motion. I'm getting a workout on that game. It's probably my new favorite experience. If I was going to have someone like, okay, I want to show them Beat Saber. That's like the easy one. Like, it's Guitar Hero in VR, sure. But if I want to be like, if they're a gamer and they're like, hey, show me something cool, that would be my go-to game right now. It's a good challenge. It's just fun. Like, they do a great job with the mechanics. The guns are fun. I feel like freaking John Wick out there.
I was about to say, it's like John Wick.
You drop one gun, you grab another, and you're like, pop, pop, drop that gun, take their gun, pop, pop, pop. I mean, it is. I think I've completed, I don't know, I've gone through disc A, B, and C. So
you're getting there then, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how long the game is, but it is so much fun. If you have PlayStation VR, I guarantee this game's going to be on sale on Black Friday digitally. Pick it up. It's so cool. It is. I mean, it was just a fun experience. Like, I would put it. I don't think it's probably overall a better game than like Astrobot, just because I really like that 3D kind of type Mario 64 type game. But this may be a cooler experience because it gets you going everywhere. You're looking behind you, you're swinging your arms. I mean, it's a full body thing more than just sitting there with a controller. So I can't really recommend it enough if you're looking for cool experiences in VR.
Yeah, man. It was one of my favorites in VR too. To give you, the listener, an idea of how this game works in case you haven't played it yet, you basically you load up into a level, you're stationary in a zone, and time doesn't progress unless you move. And so it's kind of similar to Braid. It reminded me a lot of Braid in that mechanic with how, things would move when you do. But like you got to use guns and all these different tools and stuff to take out the people coming at you to try and kill you. And dude, that thing that you described a second ago, like firing a few shots, then they drop their gun, it comes flying at you, you pick it up and use it to take someone else out, you throw the gun at someone else, and then there's a lot of cool things you can do with the mechanics in that game. So if you guys pick it up, just mess around with the mechanics for a couple hours and just see some of the crazy stuff you can pull off. I remember using a shotgun as a shield at one point because I threw it at someone and it blocked their bullets, and then like throwing a ninja star. It does some wacky stuff. Super cool game, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it, or you are enjoying it.
In some of the levels, you're doing it from one perspective, and then they put you to another perspective. Yeah, like from a ledge of where that was overlooking what happened and something else is happening. They do a great job with the game. I'm sure it's cool without VR, but it's special in VR.
Yeah. Playing it in VR, I think, is the best way to go. The regular like non-VR version was still a lot of fun, but man, something about it being in VR was just way better, way better. But yeah, cool stuff. Well, as far as what I've been playing, you guys have probably saw the tweet that I deleted on our TRG account about me saying Daemon X Machina is a hard pass, and Yeah, no, it still kind of is. Here's the thing about Daemon X Machina is the game. I'll just sum it up with this. Don't pay more than $25 for this game. I don't think it's worth anything more than that for a few reasons. One, the story is just nonsensical. It's poorly voice acted. It's not good. It's simply not good. I know you don't go to a mech game for the story, but even then, it's like they didn't really even try to make the story interesting or cohesive. So it's not really worth paying attention to. This is the first game that I can remember in a long time where I actually skipped the cutscenes because I didn't care. It was a chore to keep up with. It's not worth following. So the story is what it is. It's bleh. The final boss skyrockets in difficulty to the point where like I rage deleted the game off my Switch two times because I'm just like, this is stupid. It makes 0 sense for you to progress through the game as much as I have. And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, this boss is just insanely hard and melts my health down within like 2 to 3 laser shots. It makes no sense. So really the only thing that this game has going for it that's good is the mechs look cool. You can customize them. So you can kind of make your perfect mech that you want. And it looks cool. It's easy to kind of pick up and play. The missions are only like 2 to 3 minutes, if that, depending on which one you do. So it's good for pick up and play. It's good to customize the mechs. It's fun in that regard. There's online components. So if you get some friends playing, you can group up and play those together. But all in all, don't pay full price for this game. I'm still probably going to mess around with it a little bit because, like I said, it's fun to just fly around in a rock'em sock'em robot and blow stuff up. Yeah, that's a good way to describe the game. It's like if Michael Bay turned rock'em sock'em robots into a video game. It's basically what it is. It's a lot of fun. There's some fluff, but not enough there to justify $60. So I can't really recommend.
Did you ever play the Transformers like comic book game?
The Fall of Cybertron and War for Cybertron?
No, something Devastation maybe.
Yes, from Platinum Games. Yeah, loved that one.
That makes me think of like Rock'em Sock'em. It wasn't because there was different things that you could do.
Right.
But when I think of like big monsters, Rock'em Sock'em, I think of that more than almost anything.
Gosh. Actually, Transformers Devastation is a better game than this one. Just play that instead.
Let's go.
It's way cooler. Way cooler. But yeah, and it like I said, I'm going to keep playing with it and messing around with it a little bit because it's just, like I said, it's easy to fly around, blow stuff up, but it is what it is. Still disappointed by it. I was hoping it would be really, really amazing, and it wasn't. So there's that. But moving on to a game that I have been just really, really digging, and it's kind of a surprise because I wasn't expecting this game to be as good as it is. And that is Code Vein, the anime Dark Souls game from Bandai Namco. And there's 2 really main reasons why I'm enjoying this game as much as I am. Actually, 3 things. The first one is the character creator is really stinking good. If you have a favorite anime character, you can probably make them in this game. So you can run around as, I don't know, Mikasa from Attack on Titan, from Rei Ayanami from Neon Genesis Evangelion, probably speaking Greek to a lot of our listeners right now. But I'm just saying you can really create a character that you can come up with in your head, and you can probably make them, and it's really cool. So there's that. The second thing is that this is probably the most accessible Soulsborne genre type game that I have played yet. Games like Sekiro, Bloodborne, Dark Souls, I enjoy those. Well, except for Sekiro. Sekiro can just go bury itself in a landfill next to E.T. But I do enjoy those games because I like the challenge of them, and they're fun. But sometimes it gets to be too much to where people don't want to get into these kinds of games. Where Code Vein comes in is that it gives you a AI companion to play, to bring alongside you throughout the entire game if you want. And it does make the game significantly easier, but there's still going to be some challenges, especially about midway to the end of the game. It's going to challenge you even with a partner, but it makes it more accessible in that regard because it just kind of eases you into it a little bit better, and you get to just enjoy the game at your own pace at that point. And it's something that I wish games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne would do, but they're not going to because the fan base would riot. So that's one thing I really enjoyed about Code Vein, is that they did that. And then the third thing is that the story is not anything groundbreaking, but it's coherent, it's decent, and it kept me entertained for my 30 hours that I put into the game. One of the nice things about it is that normally in games like Bloodborne, Dark Souls, you have to read every single item description that you get to get a feel for the lore, to get a feel for what's going on in the world. In Code Vein, you don't have to do that. You play the game, the story plays out in front of you, and it's nice. One of the cool things about it, too, is that you'll pick up these little memory tokens that you'll get that show you the memories of different characters, and those unlock different perks for your classes and things like that. And it handles the story and the lore in the way that I wish Bloodborne and Dark Souls and those kind of games would handle it, to where it gives you some cool interactive way to experience the story, and then it gets a little flashy here and there, and you just know what's going on. You don't have to read a bunch of items to get a feel for the story. So Code Vein has been my surprise of 2019. When I first saw this thing unveiled, I'm like, oh, this is stupid. It's anime Dark Souls, vampires, who cares? But then I played it and I'm like, this is surprisingly good. Like I'm genuinely surprised, pleasantly surprised. For those curious, I did create my character to look like Samus Aran from the Metroid series. And so it's been kind of cool to
is it like
run around.
Brutally hard?
No, it's not. Well, if you bring your AI companion along with you, it's not. Okay. There are some bosses towards the... Do what?
I would do that.
There you go. That's what I did. I mean, no shame. I'm at the end of my New Game Plus run, and I'm still running with an AI companion because that's just how I roll. I will say that, like, towards the end of the game, there are going to be bosses that even if you have an AI companion with you, you need to be smart and you need to have your character kind of built out well enough to handle the challenge. But it's fine. You know, it's a manageable challenge to where it shouldn't frustrate you, at least too much, unless you get angered real easily. But it was fine. I mean, there's one boss that was really hard where you fight two bosses at the same time, and even with the AI companion, I still struggled with it. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I was like, dude, yes, this is what I like. So it's a cool game. I'm really digging it. I can't wait for the DLC that they put out for it. I don't know what it is, but there's a season pass, so I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of expansions for the game. I can't wait for it. It's really good. I'm shocked with how much I'm enjoying this game. So, dear listeners, if you see it on Black Friday for a sale or something, or you just see it on sale or something or whatever, pick it up. I got mine off eBay for like $40 the week after it came out, or 2 weeks after it came out. So, I mean, if you find it on sale, definitely worth picking up in my opinion. I will add this caveat, since it is anime Dark Souls, it does kind of fall into the same trappings of anime when it comes to the female characters, in that they don't really wear a whole lot. They're not really put in like sexually provocative positions, but I mean, there's two characters that basically run around in jeans, and then they might have a jacket over them, but they're in a bra. And thankfully, those are two merchants that you don't really have to interact with, because you can just get gear throughout the game world, and you never really have to interact with them. The main character, who's kind of like your bodyguard protector, her name's Io. Her outfit is kind of, but the thing is, if you have her as your AI companion throughout the game, you don't really see that. You don't really interact with it. So I'm just saying all that to give you guys a warning, a heads up. If that's something you struggle with, then this is probably something you probably shouldn't play. But if it's something that doesn't really bother you a whole lot, then definitely check it out. But there is a demo available on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, and I believe PC as well. So if you want to try the game out for yourself, check it out there. All of the progress you make in that demo does carry over into the full game. So if you do wind up picking it up, you can just continue right where you left off. So it's pretty cool. So that's Code Vein. Last two things. We're going to go into the retro corner just for a second. It's a new segment I just made. Because I've been collecting retro games. I picked up Chrono Trigger finally. Found it as low as I've ever seen it, around like, I think it was $90. Which kind of made me choke a little bit, but then I'm like, that's not the most expensive game I've ever bought, so it is what it is. I've been playing that. Really enjoying playing that on my computer, connected to my TV with my wireless 8-bit DO controller. Real good stuff. And then I've also picked up Spider-Man Separation Anxiety, where you play as Spider-Man or Venom. You fight the symbiotes on the Super Nintendo. That should be coming in the mail here pretty soon. So I'm excited. And I'll let you guys know more about that, hopefully in the next episode. Maybe you have some Chrono Trigger talk, some Spider-Man. But yeah, so that's basically what I've been playing. But now let's switch gears over to what have we been reading. Adam, man, what have you been? I don't have a segue for this. I guess just what have you been reading?
I've been doing a little bit of trying to do a little bit more reading. I'm reading a book called When Helping Hurts. They have a couple of different ones. They have it in regards to missions. They have one in regards to helping the poor, and I think they have another one. I can't remember, but I'm reading the one on poverty right now. When Helping Hurts, like basically how to do it without really, setting people back, because you can do that in different places around the world, even locally. Mm-hmm. So it's been pretty good. I got on sale. I've been trying to say if I'm buying a Kindle deal, I need to start reading that book soon. But the problem is I bought like 5 Kindle deals recently, so I've got some catch up to do. And they're just so good. They're so cheap. It's hard to resist those, especially when they're like, because I got hit with one today where it was like $2, and I'm like, I can't, like, that's so cheap. My digital library is nice. I may not have a huge bookshelf, but my digital bookshelf is very nice.
That's when you just open up your laptop and be like, look at these.
So I picked up a couple of those. The Trellis and the Vine. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's a good discipleship book, I've heard. I've got that. A couple different discipleship. So anyways, bought this book, When Helping Hurts. Been reading it. It's pretty good. I'm not very far into it, so I'm not going to talk about it yet. Been the book of 1 Corinthians. Just finished that up today. That's good stuff. I've probably preached 1 and 2 Corinthians more than any other book of the Bible. I don't know what it is, but I've been in there a couple different times, so I always enjoy getting back to Corinthians. But what I want to talk about is I've been reading a book called The Gospel Primer. Have you ever read The Gospel Primer?
I haven't even heard of it, man. Tell me about it.
No, It's a great book. It's a small book. It would be a great book to like walk with students through. I think it's probably 80, 90 pages. It really talks about the importance of the gospel for your life every day. The chapters are like half a page or a page sometimes. They've got a bunch of scripture, footnotes, and stuff like that. It's a great little small book. I'm slow reading it because I want to really soak it up. But it's just talking about the blessing, the grace of the gospel after it's more than just a salvation. It's more than just a saving grace. It's a daily, why is the gospel so good for me every day? And it's talking about one of the lines I'm trying to remember. I don't have it in front of me because I left it at work, but it's like, if it says something, I can't remember it, so I don't even want to try to mess it up, but it's a really great book. I'm sure many of the patrons and listeners have read the book. I think it's not too old, but I think it's been around the block a couple different times. So I would encourage you to check it out. It's been it's an encouraging read. If you're a new believer, if someone who's maybe drifting away or feeling maybe spiritually dry, it's a great book just for an encouragement of, okay, I've accepted Christ. Now, what is the gospel for me even now? How does it help me in my day-to-day other than just keeping me out of hell? And so it's been a great encouragement to me. So I would encourage anybody who's maybe in that spot of discouragement to check it out sometime.
Right on, man. Who's that by again?
Let me see. I can pull it up real quick. It is by Milton Vincent.
Okay.
It was written in 2008. Little bitty brown book. It is 97 pages. It's an easy read. I mean, it's got some theological words in there. So depending on who you're reading it with, you may have to do some explaining, but Hannah's read through it a couple times. You can buy it used on eBay somebody bought it for $1. So if you look around, man, you can probably find it cheap.
There you go. That's all you gotta do. Check the internet, man. You'll get some sweet deals. Awesome stuff. As far as what I've been reading, then I've been reading a couple different books, just trying to get into the mode. I'm just trying to get in this mindset of looking at my ministry through a critical lens, not being harsh or anything like that, but looking at it, trying to diagnose areas that I need to improve on, things that I need to work on. and things of that nature. And so I've been reading this book called Within Reach by Ben Trueblood. He works, I believe he is the head of the student ministry stuff at Lifeway. Really good book. I finished it today. There's a lot of good research in there, a lot of good numbers. And the thing is, when you read a book like this, it's very easy to get into a depressed mindset or fall into despair looking at the numbers of, I think it's like, is it 68 or 78% of students quit going to church between ages 18 to 22 after they leave, after they graduate high school. So it's a pretty high number. But it's easy to fall into a mindset of just being depressed or whatever, looking at these numbers and being like, oh man, how am I going to do this? How am I going to fight this? But the thing is, what I've come to realize after I finished the book is that it gave me some ideas of things I need to implement in my ministry, but it also gave me this fire to just push even harder, I guess, you know? It's just one of those things in ministry where, like, me and my pastor were talking about this the other day. You can't get hung up on the numbers, because if you get hung up on the numbers, you're always going to be disappointed. You're always going to feel defeated. And then if you reach a point where you're satisfied with the numbers, then you're still going to be stressed out because you don't want to lose those numbers. And then when you do lose those numbers, you fall right back into that pit of being depressed. So it's a real good book. It's something I would recommend any and all of you that are in ministry to check out, specifically those of you working in student ministry, because I think that'll help you out a lot with that, give you some ideas, and just give you a look at the statistics of everything. Just get a good feel for ministry and to just be reminded of that as well. I will say this, that it's not quite as dire as what some of those statistics may say. I mean, hearing 68 to 78% of students between 18 to 22 leave church when they graduate, that sounds bad, but when you look at some of the deeper statistics, it's not, it kind of balances that out a little bit to where you're not so, I guess, panicky about it. I guess, I don't know what the right word is, but real good book. I think it's a real good resource. A lot of good statistics in there. I'll be referring to it over the next year as I just implement some of these changes and do some different things in my youth ministry. But it's some cool stuff in there. Like I said, if any of you are serving in ministry, specifically student ministry, definitely check it out. And really, actually, I think if you're in college ministry, this would be a good resource for you too, to get an idea of kind of what you're going to be going into as a college pastor, reaching out to students on college campuses and things like that. So that book is Within Reach by Ben Trueblood. Check it out. I've actually met Ben a couple times. He's a pretty cool dude, pretty nice guy. He was streaming on Twitch for a while, but I don't know what to do with that. Ben, if you're listening, get on it, dude. Get back into Twitch. Maybe he went over to Mixer. Maybe that's what he did. Everybody else is going to Mixer.
Gotta get on a podcast.
Maybe that's ideas. I'll work on that for 2020. You heard it right here, dear listeners.
I'm the idea guy, remember?
You are the idea guy. You're the idea guy. I'm the word
make it
struggler.
Happen guy. You're the make it happen guy.
Yeah. I'm losing my momentum, man. It's one of those nights. Well, we got to keep going on. So we're going to go into the topic of the show here. Like we said at the top of the show, we're going to be talking about Black Friday, specifically our memories first going forward of some of our favorite deals, some of our favorite moments of Black Friday, and then we're going to get into some of our deals. I guess we'll call them TRG certified, King of Thrift certified deals over here for Black Friday 2019. Hopefully give you guys an idea of some games to check out. And as always, if you've got some deals you're looking at that maybe we didn't talk about, share them with us on our different social media outlets, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those places, MySpace. Yeah, you know where to go.
You know what I need? I need a digital, like, graphic, like some sort of graphic art where I can post it in the Facebook group where I can say, like, King of Thrift certified, like a Rotten Tomato. You know, they have their little logo. They like something where I can be like, King of Thrift certified. So if either you or dear listener, somebody who's got more time on their hand and they know what to do with it, create me a cool King of Thrift certified seal of approval or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So that would be done. I might be hitting up Sword and Pencil to do that again. He did our logo for our podcast, which looks amazing. Still, we need to get that on a t-shirt. It's still my background on my iPhone.
Is it really? Nice.
I haven't changed it since we got it.
Right on, man. But yeah, maybe I'll get him to come up with that and see what he can do with that. Real good stuff. But all that to say, let's kick things off with our Black Friday memories, man. Some of our favorite memories of Black Friday, some of the things, maybe some of our favorite deals that we got in years past, man. I'm going to kick it to you. Before I do, dear listeners, again, if you have a favorite moment that you had on Black Friday, favorite deal that you got, you let us know on a variety of social media outlets. Adam, man, King of Thrift, share. Yeah, words are so hard tonight. Share some of your favorite memories, man.
Well, it's the only really good story that I have, and good may be an exaggeration, so we'll see. So back in the day when I was probably either a senior in high school or maybe a freshman in college, I'd have to look at the dates. When did the Xbox 360 come out?
2006, I think.
So that would have been like my freshman year, probably of freshman year of college. So I was working for Pepsi at the time, and we were always in the back room, pulling out soda, stacking it on the shelves or whatever. And so we would get to see like different stuff that came in, like they would be boxed up. But so one year we were at Kmart. My brother was working for Pepsi. We had a group of us that were all working there. And we seen a Xbox 360 like display box. We didn't know what was in it, but it was when Xboxes were going for like $600-700. Xbox 360 was right at launch, going stupid expensive. Pricey. So we're like tracking and we're like, oh man, like this has gotta be. They've got to be getting in some Xbox 360s. Like we didn't get to actually see the boxes, but we saw like the exterior stuff. So we're like, it's got to be that. It's got to be that. So we get up. We got like 5 or 6 of us. We get up at like 4 a.m. on Black Friday. And it's the only time I've gone out. We went to Kmart at like 4:30. Stood in line for like, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours. Go inside, go straight to the video game section to find out that the display was only video games. They had 0 systems. So we got there. When we noticed that they didn't have any of the systems, we were almost in shock. We were like, what do we do? We just wasted time. We lost sleep, and they're not here. So I think I bought some stupid like surround sound speaker set that I didn't even want. But I'm like, I have to buy something, even if I don't want it. And so I bought this surround sound. I ended up selling it to my buddy for basically the price I bought it for. It was so disappointing. I thought for sure I was going to hit a gold mine and, King of Thrift, sell it, make a bunch of money. But it was a big fail. So that's probably one of the most memorable Black Friday like shopping stories. Do you got anything like that? Not necessarily hopefully as bad as mine, but do you usually go out and go Black Friday shopping?
I was just about to say, man, that's such a sad memory.
That's what we get, though. We tried to cheat the system. We thought we knew what we were talking about, and we had no idea. So
True. I feel like that's in the Bible somewhere about getting rich quick or trying to mess this. I don't know. It's probably in there somewhere, and I'm just forgetting it. My thing with Black Friday historically, I have never really gone out shopping on it because my parents, like my mom and my aunt and my grandma, like they would all go out when I was younger and do the whole shopping thing and get the Christmas stuff knocked out of the way. And I never really wanted to go out because I didn't want to be out in the crowds. I didn't want to be around all the people. I didn't want to wait in line because I knew I would be bored out of my mind. And actually, I think the one time I did go out Black Friday shopping with a girl I was dating back at the time in high school, I just hung out in the car the whole time. I was like, I'm not doing this line thing. I'll just sit out here and play Game Boy or whatever it was. I don't know. So historically, no, I haven't gone out and done that stuff until 2013. 2013 was the year the PlayStation 4 had come out. And I got this wily idea, this wily thing in my brain that I was like, I'm going to get a PlayStation 4 on Black Friday. I'm going to go out, I'm going to get one at GameStop, and it's going to happen. And so what happened was with Black Friday, we were visiting my in-laws. We were hanging out with them. I'd been married for a little over a year at this point. And so I looked at my wife and I was like, hey, I'm going to go online at GameStop. I'm going to wait out in line for midnight. I'm going to try and get a PlayStation 4 and I'm going to make it happen. And she was like, all right, I guess I'll wait with you. That's how awesome my wife was. A year and a half, like a little over a year into our marriage. And she's like, I'll go wait in the cold with you and just whatever, because I don't want you to get stabbed. You know, so we're sitting there, we're waiting in line, we're hanging out and stuff. I'm talking to some of the people, going over some of the deals. And this was around the time that I had that other podcast going, the 8-Bit Heroes podcast, which, by the way, you can't listen to anymore because it was so bad. Mark Zuckerberg took it off the entire internet. And so, you know, I was kind of sharing some of my knowledge with some of the people, you know, being like, you know, hey, if you're getting into PlayStation 4, get PS Plus, here's why, that kind of stuff, really talking it up. And so they start going through the line about probably 30 minutes before they were going to open the doors. And they're handing out the lines, you know, and they're saying like, hey, if you want the system, let us know. We'll have it ready for you. If you don't get one by the time you come up to the counter, we're out of them, and that's it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. No worries then. So I told the guy, you know, yeah, I'm looking for a PS4. That's what I'd like to get. And then these games here, I think it was Lego Marvel Superheroes and no, Infamous wasn't out yet. So it was just Lego Marvel Superheroes and PlayStation Plus. And so we go into the line, we're slowly moving through, and those guys were knocking it out that night. They were getting people taken care of real quick. And so we get up to the counter, and I'm like, hey, you know, here's the stuff I wanted to get. And so the guy looks at it, he's like, oh, PS4, Lego. So he grabs the game, he grabs the PlayStation Plus, and he tells his manager, you know, hey, he's wanting this. And he's like, oh, I don't know if I have any more of those. And I'm like, crap. Well, I can at least get the games and stuff, and then I'll be okay. So they go in the back, though, and he pulls one out, and they put them in this black bag so nobody knows what system you got, because they didn't want people fighting or anything like that in the area that we were in. The area we were in was kind of sketchy, by the way. It wasn't a good part of the town. And so they hand me the thing, right? They hand me the bag and all the stuff in it. I pay for it. And my wife is like rushing me out the door. She's like trying to get me to leave. And I'm like, what? Why are you pushing me out the door? Like, what's going on? And so we get in the car and we're driving off, and I'm like all hyped because I got a PS4, I got Lego Marvel Superheroes, I got Killzone Shadowfall, I got PS Plus. Like, I was all hyped, dude.
Like, give me this moment, Camilla.
Yeah, I was like, let me enjoy this. Let me bask in this moment. And she's like, no, you don't understand. You got the last PS4 because I heard the manager say that. And then the people behind us were wanting a PS4. So I was trying to rush you out so they didn't come after you to try and take your PS4. And I'm like, you are the best bodyguard I could have ever married in my life.
Thank you. Like, how much you want to give me?
See, I'm not like that. I'm not king of thrift like that. You'd be like, how much money can I get?
So everything's got a price tag. What you want?
I'm just like, I want to play my games.
Someone's in my house and they're like, hey, I like that. I'm like, how much you want? You know, everything's got a price tag.
Adam, I think you're the person that Jesus was talking about when it says give them your cloak or something if they ask for it. Except you'll be like, how much though?
Yeah, for real though. What you gonna give me?
But no, that was my favorite. That's probably my favorite Black Friday memory. I also just don't really do Black Friday. Like I don't like being out in the crowds. I've worked retail for 6 years. I've worked those days. I just don't like being out in them at all. So that was one of those. I remember
working Black Friday at Apple. It never was anything crazy.
It wasn't too bad there because they didn't do any kind of deals really. So it wasn't anything crazy. But like I worked at GameStop for a couple years, and Black Friday was always nuts, especially at a mall location. That stuff's for the birds. I don't want to go back to that at all. So, but that's probably my favorite memory though, was my wife being awesome and hanging out with me in line out in the cold, being a boss like she is, and getting a PS4. And then playing that, just being all kinds of hype, you know. So that was probably my favorite. Although I am starting.
That's the great thing about the internet, you know. We don't got to do that no more.
See, that's the thing too. You can just get stuff online. Yeah, you don't have to go outside. You don't have to deal with people.
Now I make memories in front of my computer. I get up when I want, and I'm like, you know what? Let's see what's out there. You know, I'm surfing Office Max because I need a new flash drive of who knows how much for like $4. I'm checking out some external hard drives. I may be saying, oh, Amazon's telling me a new game is $5. Why not? Internet. Good stuff.
It is good stuff. Adam's going to be over here like, oh, Daemon Ex Machina for $5. Logan said don't pay more than $25. Okay.
Done. put on eBay right away.
I was gonna say, then he flips it like a couple days later.
It's not for me. Never mind. Whoops.
Getting it. But yeah, those are my favorite Black Friday memories. I am kind of starting to get into the swing of things with going out with my in-laws and my wife. That's been fun. I did that last year, and that was actually surprisingly fun. Not near as scary as what I thought it would be.
Here's the thing, and you're going to get this. I know you guys are looking at buying houses and stuff like that. When you become a house owner, it's a whole new ball game because you start needing to buy like real stuff. Like I'm looking at stuff from my house. I'm like, oh, are snowblowers on sale? I'm like, is the air fryer on sale? Anybody got a good heater on sale? Like all these like random things for the house that I'm like the most boring things in the world. But I'm like, if I can save a couple $100 on something crazy, becoming a homeowner is like a game changer. I'm like, what's the shovel situation on at Walmart? Can I get $10 off a snow shovel? It's crazy. I'm a changed man. It's not just about those video games.
It's funny that you mentioned that because last year we were actually looking at a pot and pan set at Walmart. And we were like, man, is this good? All this stuff. How much is it? We actually snagged that. Yeah, I hear you on that. I feel that in a very existential way on that. You just remind me I need to actually look for space heaters.
We're going to be the reformed homeowners before you know it. We're just there you go. About our trundle beds that we bought for our kids or something.
It's a spin-off show right there, but only for people that pledge like, I guess, $50 a month.
We'll get our wives on for that. Hannah would be all about that. If I said, hey, let's get out here and talk about home decor, she would talk about her app for a while. But then she would be like, hey, this is what I'm upgrading right now. Every time people come in our house, they're always like, you should come decorate my house. And I'm like, that's fine as long as she's not spending my money. And so,
dude, there you go. That's it right there. The reformed homemakers or homeowners or whatever. It's a show right there. She can talk about her app. She's got the what have you been playing. She can talk about what she's been reading and get into some home decor things. There's a show right there. Let's make it happen. Yeah. But before we do, though, we got to go over some of these deals, right? We had been collecting deals in our Discord channel from different outlets for a couple of weeks now. Shout out to Alex Castellanos for hooking up with pretty much everything that we have, and knocking that out. So we've been collecting these deals, and we just kind of we're not going to go over every single Black Friday ad. Kind of what we've done is we've gotten the ads for the different places that we're going to be talking about and trying to find some of our favorite ones. Like we said, King of Thrift certified, TRG certified deals for 2019. If you're going to be going out there getting some deals, these are some of the things you should probably just keep an eye out for. You may not be interested in all of them, but there's a couple in here to definitely keep an eye out on. Do want to point out, Adam did find this cool spreadsheet that has a comparison of literally every single Black Friday deal. We're going to be putting that in the show notes for you to check out. Beefy list. Beefy list. But it's got every deal in there, so you can check that out at your leisure. But Adam, man, we're going to be talking about some of these games here. So let's kind of ping pong back and forth. We'll do 5 apiece to make up our top 10 list in no particular order. But man, let's go with your first pick of what the dear listeners should be keeping an eye out for this year, where they can find it, what the price is, why they should be looking for this. Let's just go for it. Let's just go from there.
Yeah, one of the top ones, if you are like, hey, Skinner, I'm still on a PS3 and I'm looking to upgrade to PS4 at the end of this. And it's time for me to jump into next gen before next gen jumps to next gen. There's a great deal on the PlayStation 4 right now. You can basically buy a PlayStation 4. It's the slim model. And it comes with 3 games. That should be 3 of the first games that you play on the PlayStation 4. So you've got up to 6 months almost of some solid video game play in there with The Last of Us, God of War, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Find a deal on Spider-Man and you're good for a year. You're just really loaded there.
It's true.
So for $200, I would say check that out. You can find it out at Best Buy. You can find it out at Walmart. I think it's on all the major. It's kind of like PlayStation's go-to PlayStation bundle.
Yeah. It's kind of like their big holiday deal thing.
Yeah. And you could probably, if you're willing to buy secondhand, you could probably buy a system for cheaper if you, for some reason, weren't thinking. But if you're like, those are going to be games I'm going to be picking up anyways, it's kind of it's a really, really good deal of essential games for PlayStation 4. So
Absolutely.
If you've got a PlayStation 4, okay, it doesn't apply to you. But if you're someone who's like, all right, I'm looking to finally jump in, get it while it's on sale, get it for somebody else, even, or a second PlayStation for your kids or something, so they don't keep stealing yours. It's a great way to go.
Yeah, man. It is a really good deal. When I saw that one, I was like, I might hook up one of my family members with that, because those are three. Okay. Like, anytime someone gets a PS4 in the group and they ask, what are some games I should get, those three always pop up. They're probably some of the most requested ones we see in the group, next to Spider-Man and a few others. But yeah, great list of games, great price, great entry point into the system. My second pick is actually going to be one that'll piggyback with that one pretty well, that'll compare with that. And that is Spider-Man Game of the Year Edition, that comes with all of the DLC. So you get the 3 extra DLC chapters. It's going to be $15 on Black Friday at Best Buy or Walmart, either one. I mean, do we really need to go over why people need to get it? It's Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. But the game itself is fantastic. One of the best games on the PS4. So if you are going for that PS4 deal with a system and all those games, spend an extra $15, get the Spider-Man Game of the Year edition, and you'll be set for a good chunk of 2020.
How much I'm trying to think. I know they did the first DLC was pretty good. Because I did that with a couple other games like Horizon Zero Dawn. I ended up I sold the game, and I later picked up the Game of the Year edition for like $10-15 to play the DLC, and then I could resell it. Like, do you think the DLC is worth going back to? Because I don't really keep games, but that allows me. I'm trying to think. Is that DLC in the Game of the Year edition, is it on the disc or is it a download?
That is a good question that I don't know for sure.
Kicker. That would be the kicker.
I don't know for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I would say it's worth playing. It's one of the better DLC pieces of content I've personally played in games. And I know I really enjoyed it. And plus the extra skins that you get are pretty cool too. You get like Metal Spider-Man. What are some other?
That game was so good.
It was real good. It was real good. And the best part is, dear listeners, if you get those 4 games, after you finish them, you can then go listen to our episodes on them and get caught up on those. So it's a win-win. Tell you what, dear listeners, I'll do this for you. If you buy that PS4 system and the Spider-Man game, I'll include those episodes of our podcast for free. There you go.
Wow. What a deal.
I mean, you could get them for free now, but I mean,
that's good.
I'm hooking you up.
Don't tell our secrets.
Just enjoy it, but that's one that I would say you should definitely look out for, especially if you get them uncut. Ooh, wait, did we do uncut episodes of those? I can't remember. But yeah, there you go, dear listeners. That's my first pick. Adam, what's your second pick?
Yeah, so Walmart, Target, I think are the 2 main places that have this deal, but there are a lot of really good first-party Nintendo games that are on sale. If you want to go digital, you can get them for $40 at Best Buy, but Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Splatoon, Octopath Traveler, a lot of the major, I think Mario Party, Mario Kart Deluxe, all the kind of major first-party games are on sale for $30, again, at Walmart or Target, or digitally at Best Buy for $40. So some great deals. I know one of our new listeners, he's a youth pastor at our church, he picked up a Switch used. And so I've already told him, he's like, hey, I got a Switch. What do I need to get? I'm like, listen, Breath of the Wild, it's on sale, $30. He's like, I know, I've got to get that. That's all you talk about on the podcast. I'm like, well, what do you want from me, man?
There's a reason. That game is great.
I'm like, I should pick this up again. But then I'm like, I ain't got time for the games. I got it, Adam. Stop it. You don't need to go playing through that game. Eventually, the second Breath of the Wild will come out, and it will be beautiful and wonderful. But until then, if you've again, what are you doing listening to us if you haven't played Breath of the Wild or Mario Odyssey? Even that was a fantastic game for $30. You're not going to find Nintendo games. You're going to see a theme with some of my games. This is the time to buy Nintendo games, because
straight up
Switch games go on sale more than 3DS or other systems. Really, I don't feel like the older systems, Nintendo's coming around more to discounts, but it's the best time because that value holds really well. So yeah,
true that. True True that. This is the time of the year to pick those games up. My next deal that I'm going to throw out there, those of you that have listened to this show for a long time know that I low-key love racing games. I love racing games. Forza Horizon is easily the best racing game out there on the market on there. So those of you that are on Xbox and PC, I'm a little jealous of y'all. But I will tell you this. Need for Speed has been a series that has had some really bad games in the last few years. But this new one, Need for Speed Heat, I've been playing it through EA Access, and I'm shocked, surprised, pleasantly surprised even, that this is not perfect, but my goodness, is it a great return to form for the series, and I am enjoying the game. And you can get this game for $30 at Best Buy, Walmart, or GameStop on Black Friday. I'm going to be looking out for it. I don't need it. I've got too much to play, but I still want to pick it up because I've been waiting for Need for Speed to come back for a while now. I've been missing the underground kind of games, and this one is kind of like a throwback to Need for Speed Underground, Most Wanted, those kind of games. And so it's cool. The driving is a little wonky with the drifting, but you can change that in the menus. But for $30 though, I think it's worth picking up and playing around. And plus, if you get it on PS4, hit me up. We'll race together and do all that. But yeah, so that'll be at Best Buy, Walmart, GameStop. Need for Speed Heat for $30. Great stuff. And plus, if you like Fast and the Furious, oh man, this story is right up your alley. Like it is so in that level of cheese that it's perfect. So you guys can check that out. But that's my other pick. Adam, man, what's your next deal you got?
I got, sticking with my Switch recommendations, or PS4. I mean, you can get this really on PS4, Xbox. No, it's just PlayStation or Switch. You guys know me. If you've listened to this podcast for... Please
let it be a fishing game.
You know, well, the fishing game is on sale. So you can check it out digitally.
Yes.
That's not the one. Ni no Kuni Remastered. It's $25, Best Buy. I mean, I'm not going to go into it. You know, we love some Ni no Kuni.
He does.
It's remastered. It's on the go on the Switch. So that's why I'm kind of excited about it. I'm looking at it. I really hope, I don't think they usually do this. I wish Best Buy would apply Gamers Club Unlocked, because I would be lighting that place up, getting an additional 20% off. But I don't think they do that on Black Friday. But Ni no Kuni, great game, great story, fun art. This is one that I'm thinking about I might pick up. If you know me, listeners, I don't play games more than once usually, because ain't nobody got time for that. I'm just trying to keep up. But this is a game that I'm like, on the go on the Switch. We'll see.
It's worth picking up. Fun fact about that game was on sale, I want to say a couple weeks ago, on the PlayStation Store, and I had actually picked it up. I can't remember if it was, how much was it that you said it would be on Black Friday?
$25.
25. Yeah, I don't think I got it for that cheap. I think I got it for around 30, so I might have spent an extra $5. But yeah, so I mean, I'll be playing it here pretty soon because it's on my PlayStation. It's sitting there waiting for me, so I'll be jumping into it. Maybe we'll finally do that Ni no Kuni episode that people have. I know you guys have been low-key wanting. One. We didn't do a Ni no Kuni episode.
Yeah.
No,
you didn't finish the game, but we did. Check it.
I never played Ni no Kuni.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Dear listeners, go check our backlog. Let us know.
We talked about it at least pretty extensively.
We've talked about it enough to where it might as well have been.
It may have been before we started doing full-on game episodes, but I know we've talked a decent amount because we talked a lot about the heart being deceitful and stuff like that.
Okay, maybe we did. I mean, I honestly forget everything I say in an episode after we finish recording, so we could have done it. I just don't remember. But yeah, so anyway, I'll be playing that soon myself because it's on my PlayStation. My next deal that I'm going to throw out there for you guys is actually the game that I played and greatly enjoyed and talked about during the What Have You Been Playing section. Code Vein is going to be $40 at Best Buy, so you guys can check that out on Black Friday. Like I said, if you've been wanting to get into the Soulsborne genre and you're kind of apprehensive because you've heard about the difficulty, you've heard how scary it can be, this one is going to ease you into it a lot better than those other games will be. So if that's something you're wanting to get into and you want to play it and you want to enjoy it, definitely pick that up. Plus, if you get it on PS4, let me know. I'll help you out on some of the bosses because I'm going for the platinum for this game, so I'll be playing it for a while. But you can get that Xbox One, PS4, and enjoy that there. So again, that's a Best Buy. I haven't seen it at any of the other stores. If you see it at any of the other stores like Walmart, Target, GameStop, those, let me know. But I've only seen it at Best Buy at this point. But that's going to be my next deal. Adam, man, what's your next one?
My next one this is just some pure value. You're getting some good value in this one. So for $15 at Target, you can get the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for $15. And again, you can find these deals on PlayStation all the time. So if you're like, Adam, you can get that. Okay, sure. But I'm talking about if you want this on the go on your Nintendo Switch, it's a great time to get that. And they also have Crash Team Racing for $15 at Target. So a couple fun mascot games on the old Switch that are worth checking out. Another one that I'm looking at between the Insane Trilogy and Spyro, I've got like 6 old school PlayStation games to play on my Switch. So yeah, probably shouldn't pick it up, but I probably will. $15 again. If I don't play it, I could literally buy it and flip it for $25 tomorrow. So you could. Gives me freedom when I'm buying games that I don't need to buy. It's because I'm always like, I can buy it and sell it later.
I'm still thinking how funny it is to think that, these were Sony exclusives at one point, and now we're playing them on the Nintendo systems or Xbox. Them on
Sony so that I can play them on my Nintendo Switch. Crazy.
Oh man, what a year! What a year! Right on. My next deal for y'all to check out, and hopefully you guys didn't buy this yet. Hopefully you guys waited like I did. Is the Disney Classic Games package that comes with Aladdin and Lion King, like several different versions of those games. It's going to be $15 at Best Buy. You can check that out. So you can get, like I said, you can get the classic Aladdin and Lion King games. You probably will never beat them because they're both stupid hard. But it's great to return to nostalgia every now and then. And plus with the live action remakes that they did of them, we're all kind of hyped for them at this point. So might as well return down to a time when the movies were better than the live action counterparts that we have now. But yeah, good games. Go check them out. You can get those on Switch, Xbox, PS4.
Which game was better, Aladdin or Lion King?
Here's my thing. I was always partial to Lion King, even though I could never finish it, because I love Lion King more than I do Aladdin. So probably like mechanically though, I'd probably say Aladdin. I mean, they're both stupid hard, but Aladdin's probably better. I don't know. Dear listeners, you let us know.
I feel like Lion King was probably harder. They had more hard levels. Like the Magic Carpet Ride was basically impossible on Aladdin.
I've forgotten about that.
I felt like most of the Lion King was impossible. So take it or leave it.
True that. Fair enough. Adam, man, what's your last pick?
So yeah, this is it's a good deal. It's probably one of my more recent games, but I'm like, shoot, from all I hear, it's pretty good. You can probably speak a little bit into this, but for $38 at Walmart, you can pick up Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Now that game's only going to get cheaper and cheaper. So
true.
If you wait another month or two, it's probably going to be even cheaper than that. But if you're like, all right, I didn't buy it initially, I didn't want to pay $60 for it, but I don't want to wait much longer because now's the time to be playing online. I hear the co-op on there is pretty nice too. Especially on PlayStation, burn, Xbox. But yeah, for $38, why not? Get some Call of Duty in your life.
True that.
Get the clan back together.
Get them back together. Get the boys back together. The boys are back in town. I will say, $38 is not a bad price point for that one. It's solid. The story mode is insanely good. Like probably one of the best Call of Duty campaigns we've had in years. The multiplayer is really good. I'm
expecting you to send that to me eventually. You know what I'm saying?
I got that digital, right?
What? I thought you took it. I thought you had a picture of it on. No. You took a picture when you posted it on the Twitter page. It was that in the Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah, I did get it physical. Never mind. Oof. No, you're right. My bad. I can't keep track. Of anymore what's digital and what's physical. But no, it's solid though. The multiplayer is really good. I was playing it the other night with friend of the show, Xavier Medina, And he was carrying me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. But it's good. I think they fixed some of the spawn map issues, and that's the thing about buying it now. Like they've fixed a lot of those bugs, so it's kind of one of the perfect times to jump in. Plus, if you've been drinking a lot of Mountain Dew and eating a lot of Doritos like I have and getting those double XP tokens, now's the time to cash those in. You know what I'm saying? So get that and check that out. My last pick, I've got a couple different deals on here I could say, but I think the one I'm going to go with, because this game is just so stinking good. So stinking good. Is the Resident Evil 2 remake, whatever it is, that we got earlier this year. You can get it for $15 at Target or Best Buy. If you don't have any of those near you, you can get it for $20 at Walmart. So it's up to you of kind of what you got available to you. Even if you do wind up spending the $20, I think you'll find that is money well spent. Resident Evil 2 remake was ridiculous this year. We did do an episode on it, but I just want to get that out there. But it's really good game. Really good game. That's one I dabble in that from time to time. I go back to it every now and then because it's
for
so good.
$15, that's a crazy good deal.
Oh yeah, it really is. And I just remembered I still haven't played the DLC stuff on that. So there you go. You could spend $15 and then spend the extra, like, I don't know, $5 to $10 to get the other DLC missions things with that if you want. But
what's real nice with all of this is we haven't even got Amazon's. Amazon will basically price match the best deals across the internet. So if you're like, oh, I don't have a Target or whatever, Amazon, they always have great Flash video game deals. So
they do,
which is scary because then I'm like, oh man, I wasn't planning on this. But I'd say we didn't go through none of these are Amazon because they don't really do a Black Friday ad. But you definitely want to keep your eyes on Amazon Black Friday and that whole weekend because there's always deals popping up.
True that. And you also want to keep an eye out on your respective digital marketplaces for, PlayStation 4, Xbox. I think Xbox's Black Friday deals are going live here a few days after we're recording. So probably by the time that you're listening to this episode, they might be live or they're going to be live later in the week. So go check that out. They're going to have their $1 get 3 months of Game Pass thing deal, which is going to be good. They just announced today, like a lot of new games are coming to it, including like a slew of Final Fantasy games. So that's well worth picking up. But yeah, keep an eye out on those markets there. You'll definitely want to pick those up. Some of these deals that you see on some of these ads might be on the digital marketplace. So if you're like me and you don't like to get out where people are around because you have social anxiety or you just don't like people, I don't know. It might be worth keeping an eye out on those as well. But yeah, you saying that about Amazon, it just made me think I bought the first season of Eureka 7, which is an anime. And I'm like, I should have waited because that's probably going to be cheaper on Black Friday. So I'm going to go try and see if I can cancel my order.
Have you been seeing my post in the Facebook group? We are in straight Braveheart holds mode, man.
See, anytime I see you post and then I see something relating to Black Friday, I just keep scrolling because I'm like, no, I don't want that conviction in my life. I don't want Adam telling me to wait.
Man, soon enough, we're going to go on the offense. But hold.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But anyway, dear listeners, those are our picks for deals for this year to check out. If you've got some deals that you're looking out for, share them with us on the various social media outlets that we are on or even on patreon.com. Share those with us so we can share them out to the other dear listeners and they can hook up or they get hooked up with those deals as well. But speaking of dear patrons, it's the time of the month where we shout out. We thank you, dear patrons, for supporting us over on patreon.com/thereformedgamers. Your support helps us keep the show going, helps us get new games for YouTube, and also just kind of I lost what I was going to say because I'm running out of steam as we get into this recording here in the night. But yeah, dear listeners, dear patrons, I want to thank you guys. We're going to thank you both for this section here. Thank you guys for your support over on patreon.com. Like I said, it goes a long way in helping us just continue doing the different things that we got running with the show here. And so those people we're going to thank you guys. Here we're going to go back and forth between me and Adam. I'm going to start off here with thank you to Alex Castellanos, Andrew Steedman, Ashley Cronenbitter, Caleb Schmidt, Christopher Commander,
Colin Gregory, Connor Felty, David Matthews, Derek Smith, Eric Bryant.
Gareth Evans, Jake Walker, James Barker, Jesse Penu, Joanne Monroe,
Josh Broccolo, Clay Brandon, Luke Strain, Mark Frome, Matthew White, Chocolate McDougal,
Micah Hendrick, Michael Toller, Nate McKeever, Ryan1701E, and Wesley Ray. Y'all, thank you so much for your continued support over on patreon.com, helping us continue what we do with the show. And some of the different ways that you've helped make the shows happen. Alex, like I said, you helped us get all the deals for this episode here. Wesley, you've been knocking stuff out on the website. So appreciate you guys, what you do for the show, retweeting stuff on Twitter, liking the post, sharing the post on Facebook, doing all that jazz. We appreciate that. And then we also appreciate the added extra mile that you guys go to support us financially. So we appreciate that. Now, before we let you go, some recos. Adam, man, what should the dear listeners check out?
Sorry. So Disney Plus, all this great goodness. Ian and I actually, just before we started recording, we're watching a show called Why Are Dogs Shaped Like That, I think is what it was called.
Okay.
It's just, I mean, Ren was digging it. She was just like puppies all over the place, and it's talking about how dogs were bred to get certain shapes. Really informative. You get to see a lot of cute dogs. So check that out. Fun times. Okay. But a really fun podcast that I've been listening to. We were quoting The Office earlier, maybe in the pre-show. But Angela Kinsey and Jenna Fisher have started a new podcast where they are watching through The Office episodes and then giving background details. It's called Office Girls Podcast. And it is so good. I watched the one on the basketball episode the other day. And it's so much fun getting some of the different background. I mean, we've watched... They add clips and stuff throughout the episodes, but they don't have to add any clips. I've watched that show so many times. I can quote it more than I'm ashamed. It's ridiculous. But it's if you're an Office fan, it's definitely worth checking out.
For sure. I'll second that one. It's been good so far. I've enjoyed that show. As far as my recos are, because Disney Plus hit a record breaking 10 million subscribers the first day it's been out. So for all of you listeners that have Disney Plus, which is probably all of you, going by those numbers, one of the things you can check out on Disney Plus is The World According to Jeff Goldblum. Not only is Jeff Goldblum's everybody's favorite part of Jurassic Park, but man, this guy is a character. He is something else. Listen to the way that he talks, the way that he just the mannerisms he has. It makes you giddy. You can't help but smile when you watch it because he's a fun guy to just watch. But he has this thing in the first episode. What he did was he kind of did a deep dive on shoes and how shoes have become this kind of cultural thing here in America, and it's pretty interesting. I didn't know there was a shoe con in New York where people spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on shoes. Kind of the science behind making shoes and those kind of things. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So it's definitely something I would recommend checking out, after you finish watching The Mandalorian. And the other thing I want you guys to check out, we managed to cyber bully this studio enough to where they postponed the movie and said, hey, we're going to fix our Sonic design. And they just released the trailer with the new Sonic design, and man, does Sonic look good. Sonic looks amazing. Y'all, I'll put a link to the trailer in the show notes for you guys to check out. I was going to go see the movie anyway because I was like, whatever, it's Sonic. I'll go watch it. It didn't seem that bad to me. It's kind of funny though, seeing the two different designs side by side because that old design was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, but the new one looks good. It looks great. I can't wait for this movie now even more. February 14th is going to be a great day. I'm going to take wifey out to see her new favorite movie. I don't know. Probably not a good idea to take her on Valentine's Day, but yeah, so you guys go check that trailer out. Really cool stuff. It looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. And like I said earlier in the show, the giant spreadsheet of all the deals at the different retailers for this year is going to be in your show notes as well. Feel free to check that out. Like I said, it's a beefy document, but man, there's so many deals on there to take advantage of. So
it's got everything. It's not just video game.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're looking for a snow blower or shovel or air fryer, check.
Yeah, seriously, it's crazy. It's so huge.
Check that list out and form your battle plan. And then when the time to strike to get those deals, you have at it. You have at it, dear listeners. But again, dear listeners, thank you for listening to this episode of The Reformed Gamers. As always, if you want to support us financially, you can do so over on patreon.com/The Reformed Gamers. So support as low as $1 a month gets you some sweet perks, such as behind the scenes episodes of the show, early access to episodes. Then you get behind the scenes episodes, different roles in our Discord, access to make emojis and things like that. A lot of different perks going on there. So go over to patreon.com/The Reformed Gamers to go check that out. Go check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Reformed Gamers, where you can check out our Outer Worlds mini-series, first look of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and what's the other game that comes out this weekend? Pokemon Shield, some other stuff on there. There's a first look of Luigi's Mansion 3 up there too. You can go check out. You can also go to our website, thereformedgamers.com, for our Pokemon retrospective series that Wesley knocked out, going over the different generations of the Pokemon franchise. And as always, follow us on Twitter at TRG Podcast, like our Facebook page, join the Facebook group, follow us on Instagram, and all that other fun stuff. And until next time, dear listeners, have a happy Thanksgiving, a safe Black Friday, and until next episode, we'll see you later. GG and amen. Thank you for listening to The Reformed Gamers, the show all about biblical theology and gaming. The reason the show sounds so good inside your ears is because TRG is edited by David Skinner. You can find extra content on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Reformed Gamers. The Reformed Gamers is entirely fan-supported over at patreon.com/The Reformed Gamers by our dear patrons. The following people are at the producer level or higher and will forever be thanked and mentioned here at the end of the show, as long as their pledge comes through each month. Those people are Alex Castellanos, David Matthews, Eric Bryant, Gareth Evans, Luke Strain, and Wesley Ray. Thank you for your support over on patreon.com, keeping our controllers charged, and fueling my addictive habit of getting platinum trophies. Until next time, GG and amen.